That is Skid Row. The gang's all here. Links are in the description down below. You can pre-order that album right now. Click on the links down below. Get that in your hands right now, everybody. I am Stefan ADIKA. You're on Artist on Record, your ultimate intimate conversation with your favorite artist. And it all starts now. In the hot seat, we have from Skid Row, Rachel Bolan is in the house talking about his new album, his new singer, and much, much more. Don't touch that dial. Bam. Rachel Bolan, Skid Row's in the house. Give him a round of applause. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Everybody's waiting. Debbie Muller's waiting. Zandra's waiting. All the people on the air, put your questions for Rachel. We'll get to him. He'll answer it. Just don't get too personal. He has a woman. And are you married yet? What's going on?
For all intents and purposes, yes.
Oh, yeah, right. It's basically right. Where are you going to go now? Right.
I'm 58 and she's a nurse. What the hell am I going to do?
What are you going to do?
Yeah. Dude, I hit the jackpot, so I'm good.
You did. Hey, everybody, this is Rachel Bolan. Skid Row's the band. They got new music out, and I want to welcome, and he's a new singer. And we're going to enter, gossip a little bit. You'll put your questions. If Rachel chooses not to answer your questions, it's not my fault. Subscribe, hit the channel, and share it out, and whatever we could get here. And Rachel's always in the news. He'll probably make Blabbermouth of some rock news. You're always somewhere, right?
Yeah, I'm always saying
why is that?
I always have a sound bite, I guess. I don't know.
it's great. Let's see over here. Look, Debbie Muller is really happy to see you.
Hey, Debbie.
Zandra, hi, Zandra, and good to see everybody here. So Rachel Bolan over here. Let me put my magic glasses on so I could see and read the notes here. You got a new singer. You got new music. You got a new album out. The gang's all here. And if anybody wants to check it out, well, it's a little bit right here. Check this out. How cool is that?
Yeah, man. Right? It's so funny. That seems like so long ago now, but it was just March, I think, something like that.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Yeah, Erik brought that up. Erik Grönwall, our new singer, he brought that up. He's like, and this was before we took August off. Everyone had stuff they had to do, and it was just a cool time just to recharge our batteries. And so he goes, so let's see. So it was the end of July, March, April, May, June, July. He was only in the band for 5 months. He goes, yeah, I've only been in the band for, it was like 4.5 months. And we're like, what? Like, we've done a lot in that short amount of time. And yeah, man, it's been going awesome.
It's a really cool video. Look at the song. Love this song. Thank you, Zandra. Look at the Debbie. Look at I love it. Look, his voice. Debbie's saying his voice. Laurel's giving the heart. And right here, look at this right here. Here's a question. I want to know why they're making us wait so long for the whole album. It's pre-ordered, right? October it comes out.
October 14th. So it's right around the corner. We delayed it a couple times just for there was certain things that we couldn't get around. We were going to do photo shoots for it or finish up mixing, and a couple of us got COVID here and there. So it was just like one of those things where we had to keep delaying. It was supposed to be out on the 16th of this month, and we pushed it. But I mean, it was supposed to be out, I believe, in June as well. But then once we got Erik in the band, things kind of started to change. So Skid Row never does things simple. Everything is always all kinds of crooked and sideways and shit. But yeah, we're so stoked, man. It's October 14th, and you can pre-order it. We're actually going to shoot a video next week for the third single. I'm not allowed
because you have 2 videos out already, which I'll put the second one out there.
Yep.
But so you're doing what's the third video you're doing?
I'm not allowed to say.
You do this to me all the time, even when what's the album sound like? I'm not allowed to say. Well, this protection program here. We'll put a shade on it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this. Oh yeah, I'm not allowed to say shit.
Can't say anything over here.
But yeah, it'll next week they're going to announce the song, but they asked me, I know you guys are buds, but just keep within the band. Okay, whatever. But yeah, we're shooting it up in New Jersey, and we'll be there for a few days, and then up to Massachusetts for shows and all that kind of fun stuff. Then off for like a week, and then banging back and forth. But yeah, man, everything is. We got a lot of new stuff.
You do.
New album, new vocalist, new management, new agency, new label. I mean, I'm saying new. Some of this has been for a while, but lots of changes, and all for the good.
Mm-hmm.
Not meaning anything bad by that for anyone, but yeah, it's just we're hitting on all 8 cylinders now, and it feels really good. And we're getting great reviews on the people that did hear the album overseas, and it's nice to have people in our corner again, man. It's a really cool feeling, and I couldn't be prouder of this record. And just having Erik in the band has given this band a new lease on life, for real.
Yeah.
Not even saying that for dramatic effect. Like, he brought an energy. He brought the same type of energy that Rob Hammersmith brought to us over 12 years ago. The 3 of us stepped up as musicians. And with Erik, now the 4 of us just have stepped it up just from an energy standpoint. And it's pretty amazing. His whole story, Erik's whole story, the whole full circle deal, it's incredible.
It is pretty, my good friend Ryan, our good friend Ryan Roxy, had Erik on his show.
Mm-hmm.
And a funny little thing. That's right, Ryan. I gave you a little props out there because you're posting pictures of us when we were young, before we had.
I saw those. Those were great. Yeah, those were great.
Actually, you want to know something, Rachel? You want to know something funny? That picture that was taken that you saw, Roxy and I were, I think, on our way to the Meadowlands to see Skid Row open up for Bon Jovi. I think it was the Meadowlands or Giant State. It was. I think the Meadowlands is when you guys opened.
Wait a minute. Where's Roxy from?
Roxy was from Los Angeles, but he moved with his band Electric Angels. They moved
right. Okay,
to California.
Yeah. Okay.
Who the guy that was the bass player wrote the songs, the Rachel Bolan of the band. He now manages Train, Jewel, all these big Green Day. Isn't that funny how that all works out? He went business. That's right.
Just little names that we'll never hear of
that you'll never hear about. But Roxy and I, and he just got signed to Atlantic at that time, and then we went. He might have got tickets, or I got from Circus, and we went a hike out there to see you guys play.
Wow.
We were getting ready. That was my Rachel Bolan hair
that's
back
so
then
great.
when I had hair.
That's so great. Man. I love it.
But Roxy, he had Erik on his show, and I didn't know this. So when Erik was joining the band, you said to him, do your vocals recorded at your place and then fly it and you'll put it all together. But he had no clue on how to do this. Good old YouTube taught him. Now, if you'd have known this,
I would have been like, I'm a hard stressor to begin with, but dude, I would have been losing my mind. He told me that like so nonchalantly one day. We were at a show, I think, and it was the day before the show, and we were just having lunch and having a beer, and actually it was a day off, and it was pretty recent, and we were just having a beer somewhere, and he goes, man, I can't believe I did that. I had absolutely no idea. I've never recorded my vocals before. And I just looked at him and I was like, dude, I am so glad I'm finding out now after everything's done. I am so glad I'm finding that out now. He, he talked with Nick, and man, he had a good poker face. He should play poker professionally.
Oh, Erik
he didn't, because we originally were like, okay, let's fly him here. And then there was all kinds of COVID restrictions and his health, his doctors weren't crazy about the idea of him getting on a plane for so long. And plus Nick is like, dude, that's going to cost a ton to do it. Let me just keep in contact with him. And, if he needs anything for a setting or whatever, and I'll just tell him what to get. I'll tell him what mics get. Then we thought his friend Jonah was going to do it, but Jonah was busy and couldn't do it. So that's how it kind of fell in Erik's lap. And man, I am so glad. But He's a smart guy, man. And then he's one of those dudes where if he puts his mind to it, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Failure's not an option with him. And it's really cool. It's really cool to be hang out with a dude like that.
So here you got this young kid, because he's not a kid, he's in his 30s, but anybody, you know,
34, 35.
But to me, he's young. I mean, think of it. He's born, as Wikipedia could be wrong, December 3rd, 1987. 1987. Think about this. Skid Row, what was your debut record? Was it 88, 89, 89?
He was 2 when our record came out.
Right? And now he's singing I Remember You. And
yeah.
You're like,
yeah. We were just waiting for him to graduate high school before we brought him in the band.
But the kid, you know what? He has chops, man. He really
certainly does. He certainly does.
Yeah, he has a lot of chops. And to let everybody know about him also, he was also, I guess, like he was on his version of Swedish Idol in 2009.
Sweden Idol, and he won. On his second time there. The first time the audition didn't work out, I guess, but he went back. And the crazy thing is he auditioned with 18 in Life. And
Ricky was a young boy. Yes, 18 in life, you got it. 18 in life, you know.
Crazy.
So
without even thinking.
So that song broke his career and it broke our career. You know what I mean?
Is that how you found him? Like you saw a video of him or somebody sent it to you?
No, he was in a band, H.E.A.T, out of Stockholm, and they toured with Skid Row opening. And I heard him, actually the first time I heard him is when they sent me the video spot to approve. And I heard his voice. I was like, damn, this kid's good. You know, it's like, I was excited to see them play. And everything, you know, when there's 3 bands, everything's so chaotic all the time. So we never even really met. I think we passed once in the hallway while we were walking the stage and he was hauling ass to his bus. But I watched them and I listened from the dressing room and I was just like, man, this dude is good. Maybe someday when we have some downtime, if ever, do a side project with him or whatever. Never got the chance to exchange numbers. That was 2019, I believe. And then fast forward to, I guess it was 2021. No, it was beginning of this year, actually. And we were like, I just hit him up on Instagram because I saw he covered 18 in Life and I thought it was really amazing. So when we kind of knew we were going to make a change, I just hit him up. I hit him up on Instagram because that was the only way. And I'm like, this guy's going to think I'm such a loser to, doing business on Instagram. You know what I mean? And he hit me right back. And I said, man, if you got a second, I'd like to just run something by you. And that was just to fill in some shows that we were potentially, we ended up missing. But he's like, doctors don't think I should travel. And I keep mentioning doctors. He had leukemia. Yeah. So he had a complete bone marrow transplant. So the doctors, and now at this point, he was, I guess, about 4 or 5 months around since the transplantation. So he's like, man, doctor doesn't think I should do it. I'm like, yeah, all good, man. You know, it is what it is. And so we kept in touch, and you know, the guys all heard his version of 18 in Life, then heard his version of Rainbow in the Dark and his version of Born on the Bayou and all the stuff he was doing on his YouTube channel. Now when I was just a little boy. And he was doing most of that stuff while he was still ill. Like he was still, you could see him getting better and better and better on each episode that he put out because he had the transplant. Wow. And it's pretty wild. You could actually see, you could physically see that he's recovering. So once we knew we were going to make a change, I said, hey, how about we send you a couple songs, see if you like them. If you do, we'll send you the two, left, right mix without vocals and do your thing. And we sent it to him within like 24 hours. One came back and we were all just like, what? You know? And Yeah, and then the rest is
in 24 hours. He didn't even know how to really record, and
No.
so he did all this, came up with the melody, came up YouTube, and learning how to record himself and fly it to you.
Yeah, and this is all before like Nick was even involved to tell him what to get, what kind of mic and this and that. So he did it and it came back and it was insane. It was insanely good. And then we asked him to be in the band and he said, yeah. And we were like, okay, here, can you get your friend to do it? He's like, I don't think so, but I could do it and this and that. He was just bullshitting us, man. And I got to give it to him because he's just like, I'm going to say yes and then just learn it. But you know, I'm still trying to figure out how to use a friggin' compressor when I record vocals, and you know, he just goes and does it, and then records an album.
God bless him. He
Like
wanted
that.
the gig. He wanted the gig. He was doing it. You know, he wanted to get this gig.
Yeah, and he just blew us away, and he continues to blow us away. And it's not just like he's a really like not only is he a great singer, but his talents go further. He's the first singer we ever had that plays guitar. And he plays it well, and he writes. He's a really good songwriter, which is awesome. We love it. It's just more creativity within the five of us, and it's just really his outlook on life, because you know he has a different outlook now than the rest of us have. He probably appreciates it. I'm not even going to say probably. He definitely appreciates it more than we do. Doesn't take anything for granted. The dude just is his work ethic is just like ours, where it's like, well, we're not going to stop until it's done right or the way that we think it is exactly how we want it. And it's as you could tell, I'm very excited about it. And we all share the same excitement. He has bro. I hear people say this one line a lot since he's joined the band, and it couldn't make me feel any better. But people are saying Skid Row is back, and when I hear that, it's comforting, one, and two, it's just such a powerful statement to hear when you're in the band, because you're like, well, we didn't really go anywhere, but then you realize, okay, now we just, you know, we hit the jackpot. You know what I mean? We got a guy that works as hard as we do, wants it as bad as we do, and you know, takes pride in his work like we do.
Yeah, he's making you see things in a different way. Debbie just posted up here. Sometimes life-changing experience makes you appreciate things more.
Absolutely,
it's true, because thank you, Debbie, for that. Because he was diagnosed with what was like a leukemia in March in 21, right?
Yep.
Was that when that time? When
2020 was.
I forget. It feels like
2020 was the beginning of it. Yeah.
And then 6 months after that, he announced he was cancer-free. But here, you know, when you hear about getting the big C or anything, anything like that, it is life-changing, because a lot of people will. I know me, I probably would sit in a cloud of depression and not know how to get out of it. This kid, as you just said, you could see him when he was sick doing these recordings. That was probably his medicine to get better, to fix his headspace, right?
Yes, and he has said that. He said something on Roxy's show, which he has never said to me. And I was like, okay, now I get it. He said that he knew the doctors were going to take care of everything physically. It was up to him to take care of everything from a mental standpoint. And when he said that, I was just like, oh, holy shit, man. Like, how do you get through that? But when you meet Erik, you see the way he thinks and the way he goes about things and the way he carries himself. And you're like, I could see him just, I got to take care of it mentally. And he promised himself, if he gets through this alive, he's going to sing every day for the rest of his life. And he has. I mean, when we were doing the residency with the Scorpions on days off, he'd go to the studio. Like, well, we finished up 2 songs. We had the last 2 songs that we finished for the record there. But even on other days, he made friends with the people at the studio, and it's like he booked time and go in for his YouTube channel. And all of a sudden I'd see it. I'm like, did he? Wait, that's a studio we were just in. Like, holy God, man, this dude just does not stop. And yeah, we dig working together, and we have we have a lot of laughs, which, as you know, being in a band is so important.
Mhm.
And having 5 like-minded people is super important, especially at our age. You know,
Yeah.
everyone has to have the same goal in mind, whether it's a huge goal or a smaller goal. And it helps. It really helps with the just moving on and moving forward, you know.
Yeah, it's true, and it's precious. The people you surround yourself, and I feel, and I'm speaking for me now, you want to surround yourself with good people. And this is like the second chapter of our lives. Let's make it good, not waste time with vampires, suckers, whatever you want to call them. You know, people who suck
Exactly.
the energy from you.
Yeah.
And having somebody like this, it's refreshing. And he's been through hell. And he's coming back, and he's showing, hey man, I've been through this. This
Yeah.
is what got me together. And it's like,
Yeah.
as Skid Row, as a band, we could make this better, and as it
Yep.
ever was.
Yeah.
So I see there was comments, like as always, there's haters out there, get get the original guy back, get this guy back. What happened to this guy? But he turned the haters into lovers, and
Yeah.
he went and he actually said, I just saw on one of those news things out there that that's the ultimate compliment for me, obviously, that you can turn haters into believers and followers. And that makes everything worth it. Everything. All
Yeah.
the hard work you put in. That's
This
from
is
Erik. That's
this
what
is
he
exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about with him.
So
Yeah.
he is a positive. It's great to have a positive, because I'll see darkness. And it's like, oh, leave me alone. I'm that guy sometimes. I don't know
Yeah,
how
me
you
too.
are. You too.
Yeah, I
know.
get like
We're
that.
the
I'm just like,
same guys, you and I.
Yeah.
We're punk rock.
Yeah, exactly.
But that was from Erik, and that's something that he said. I'd like to get him on the show. But also about him, he also did he play in We Will Rock You, the Queen musical? Did he do something like that?
No, I think he did that like in high school or something, like a
Okay.
high school production. But he was on Jesus Christ Superstar last Christmas when they did NBC with Alice Cooper and John Legend.
Wow.
Yeah, and he was on that. And here's what's so funny. He's like, yeah, I did Jesus Christ Superstar. Just like saying it, just talking about it all nonchalant. And then our manager goes, did you know that Erik did Jesus Christ Superstar? I go, yeah, what was it, over in Sweden or something? He goes, no, the one with Alice Cooper and John Legend. I was like, what? He didn't even mention that. He just said that he did Jesus Christ Superstar.
That's huge.
Yeah, totally huge. And so I called him and I was like, Jesus Christ Superstar, huh? I go, didn't mention NBC, Alice Cooper, John Lennon, didn't mention any of that. He's like, oh no, I was just saying that. I really liked the vocals that I had. Now I'm like, whatever, dude.
That is funny. But he had a whole studio to send to you to fly these vocals, but it all worked out. Thank God he did Poker Face, because you probably would have hung up on the poor kid and missed a good positive guy in the band with you.
Who knows, man? I would definitely got some more gray hairs over it. That's
You would have got some more gray hairs at it. Okay, let's see what else we got over here. Let's see. Here's another video, the second video of Skid Row, because Rachel won't tell us what the third one is going to be. But check this out, kids. And you could pre-order the new record, The Gang's All Here, the album. It's on vinyl, right?
On vinyl, a whole bunch of different color vinyl, and on CD.
All that good stuff. And you know what? I might have a picture right here. Well, this is the album cover. The Gang's All Here. You could pre-order the album. Links will be in the description down below for all you Patreon people, all you YouTube people, all the Skid Row supporter and the fan clubs out there for everybody. But check this out really quick. Yeah. All right. Tear it down. Rachel Bolan over here in the house. Everybody, click on those links, huh? How professional are we getting here, Rachel?
Man.
It's getting too professional for ADIKA over here. But you guys, you can check it all out. Links will be in the description down below. Support it, buy it, get the vinyl, get the CD, get it all. Get the merch. You got merch coming out too, and everything.
There's a ton on the website.
All right, and links will be over there for that. So it sounds good. The music sounds great. Okay, You don't want to tell us what the song's going to be. What's the theme of the video? Give me something.
Well, then you just guess the song. If I tell you,
Come on, you make people guess. Come on, a teaser. Come on.
It's on
For
the
Xandra,
album.
do it for Xandra and Debbie. Come on.
It's on the album. It's one of the songs on the album.
It's on the album.
Yeah.
Look at this. Fantastic. Look at this. Xandra right here. Skid Row has been back for years in my world. You got your
Thank
fans
you.
up here. The girls love you. And also, let's not forget Dirty Rock of Soap. What's going on over there?
Oh yeah, man. Still cranking that out. You know,
Huh?
still doing it. It's so funny that it's going on. Well, it's past 2 years.
Wow.
Since I started the company. I started in April. Officially started it in April of 2020, and here we are, September 2022, and yeah, still.
You got
Still
it, huh?
creating the new smell of rock and roll.
You got great soap, and you know the patchouli, which reminds me of John Corabi sleeping at my house. The patchouli, that's a great one over here. Debbie wants to know: can you pre-order signed copies of the Skid Row's new album?
I don't think so. They're manufactured overseas, so that
they are.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're not going to be there before it comes out.
So are you guys doing any meet and greets and all this stuff? And do you do that stuff nowadays?
We might. We got to see. Just kind of see just see if you know, we want to keep everybody safe, including ourselves, so we'll just see. I mean,
and
we
Eric has to be a little
he has to be super careful because he's got a brand new immune system, you know. So we are selling them, but if it should come to the point where we have to cancel them, everyone will get completely refunded. So it's just still a weird time, man.
It is weird time.
Weird.
So the whole now Gil, and you can plead the fifth. So ZP and all that, the old singer. So how are things with him now? That he just you got the younger guy? Is he upset or doing another project now? What's up?
He may be doing another project. Honestly, haven't talked to him in a while. Haven't talked to him in a bit. I think there's time just to heal a little bit, and I'm using that. I don't mean it to sound like meh, but you know, just time to regroup, and it just happens.
Just happens.
Shit just happens, and just nothing personal, just a business decision. So
yeah. So now when you and the other guys get together, the head of the chairman of the board over here, it's you, Scotty, Dave, right? You guys get there together and talk. Right? Who starts the conversation? Is it all on Zoom? Is it in person? What goes on there? Or did you yell at Scotty, "Stop noodling on the guitar"?
No. We usually when we get on a Zoom, it's always a band Zoom, so it's all 5 of us when we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
And it usually just starts off, just complete nonsense. Everyone just being idiots, the idiots that we are. And then all of a sudden I'll look up and I'm like, okay, we only got 20 minutes left for this Zoom. So let's and then we just, either Snake or I'll bring everyone else up to speed, take votes on stuff. And, it's very, we do it very diplomatically and we don't want any of the 5 of us doing something that we're uncomfortable. So
yeah,
we're really good at solving problems between the 5 of us. Not that we really have any. There's sometimes where one guy has to bite the bullet and be like, well, dude, this is the benefit of this whole thing. Just try to look at it that way, sleep on it. And, everything usually works out because like I said, we're all very like-minded and we all have the greater good in mind.
So now having Eric, age difference, different type of music. Is there something like he plays, and you could right now solve it right here if he watches this? Like, is there music he's playing on the tour bus that irks you? Like, is he listening to, maybe Backstreet Boys or something?
He for a guy his age, like he's again like the rest of us, he's a lover of music, and his tastes are very like just all over the place. We were in the dressing room. One of the dressing rooms, could have been when we were in Vegas. We had a stereo in there. I was just playing DJ for a while, and I go, anyone else? So he got his phone. Next thing I know, he's playing Little Richard, and then he's playing some Elvis, and then he's playing, H.E.A.T, and then he's playing some other stuff and some Billy Idol, and
Wow.
I'm like, man, you're all over the place.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, but like growing up, the 50s and 60s music for a guy that young, you know, so much younger than we are, that was his thing, man. He loved it. He loved it. We went to see the Elvis movie, and he was floating out of that studio, man. He was just like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a great movie, but he was just like, man, that's everything I wanted it to be, because he loves Elvis so much.
Don't mess around, don't mess around, don't mess around.
Rachel, I congratulate you and Eric and the band on the new singer. Everybody give them a round of applause. Links will be in the description down below. You can order the record. The gang's all here. Not you can, you will. Get those alligator arms out of your pocket, dig in and order, and that's it. And get some soap. We'll put links for Rachel's soap down below. Before I let you get out of here, Rachel, first of all, it's always wonderful having you here. So thanks for being
man.
here. Maybe we could do a Zoom thing here where I could get all the guys in the band. Can you think?
Oh, that would be great.
Can you make that happen for me?
I'll make it happen. I'll make it happen.
Hey,
I know a guy.
But Rachel, always good to have you here. I'm going to let you get out of here right now. But everybody in the chat, thank you all for being here. This is Artist on Record, your ultimate intimate conversation with your favorite artist. Thank you for being here. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share it. And if there's somebody that, you know, you can't stand, send my face.
Thanks, bud.
Hey, thank you for being here, Rachel. We'll speak soon. And, you know, all righty. We'll see you all later. That was Rachel Bolan, Skid Row. Thank you for being here, Rachel. I'll give you a big round of applause right there. Subscribe, hit that bell to be reminded, and make sure you click on our other playlist, which will pop up right up here. But until then, everybody, who loves you, baby? We do. And remember, it's only rock and roll, and we like it. Bam.